So since I've started doing my YouTube channel, I usually get one of two responses from people, and that's you're just a hater, and or is there anything that you actually like? And it's funny because if you listen to the videos that I do, there are aspects or concepts or things that I like about the things that I talk about, but there are also things that I obviously dislike. But I'm not just hating. I feel like hate is a strong word. Hate is something that you really like, you hate it. It's a deep burning like you. Whereas me, I'm just like, nah, I mean, I dislike it. It's like the YouTube dislike and the like button. If YouTube had a hate button, there'd be a lot of channels and people that get hated on, but it wouldn't be trailers, movie trailers, and like news. It would be individual people, individual YouTubers that have just opinions on things, that just dislike or like things. And it's wild because I have now friends with some people in this space, other people that, critique culture or critique media. We don't hate things, we just dislike them. But the people that dislike our opinions are the people that actually hate us. And those are the people that are actually fueling that hate. And those are the people that where if you were to, if they were to make a video or if they were to do something, they would just be spouting out shit the entire time. It'd be wild. It would just be hate on top of hate on top of hate. I mean, look at J.K. Rowling, right? She was very, prone about, men and women and only two genders and all this stuff. And the transgender community was pissed. They hate her. They literally hate her. But, it's funny, they all fucking love Harry Potter. And now that she is the executive producer on the HBO Max show, everyone's all pissed off and all hating on her, literally hating on her. They don't just like her, they hate her. And it's like, but you also love what she's done. You love her imagination, you love her ideas, you love her concepts. But now, all of a sudden, you hate her character. It's crazy how these people on the other side of the spectrum of just liking things and really not liking things, they are the ones that hate, and they are the ones that are causing this division and this fallout of people not liking certain IPs and certain shows, movies, characters, movies anymore. Star Wars is kind of ruined now. All this stuff about wanting the new Rey movie and the new Shanina B. Janoy, whoever the lady is that's supposed to make the new Rey movie, probably not going to happen. But there's all these other Star Wars projects out there. But it's like no one's hating on Star Wars. Everyone's just kind of like, we're kind of done. All right, we're kind of through with it, and it's like it's not good anymore. There's nothing fun about it anymore, or engaging, or exciting. It's just kind of slowly, fucking sadly dying out. But we don't hate it, and we don't wish it to. We don't wish hate on it. We don't want anyone to hate it. We're just like, look, they need to kind of fix what they're doing to make it better. It's just like Nerdrotic and people like Endymion, Yellow Flash talking about the new Echo series and how, again, Marvel is so tarnished. Like, we don't hate Marvel. We don't hate where it's at. We just kind of dislike it, and we think that things should be changed. And in the Echo series, come on, Echo was a character that was a mimic, right? She was able to mimic things. Like, she could see Jimmy Page playing guitar, she could see Bruce Lee fighting in a movie, and she could be watching Chef Ramsay cook in front of her, and she'd be able to do all three of those things better than them just by watching them at the same time. Now in the show, she's this Native American superwoman who is also, right, deaf, but like, come on, like, we don't hate deaf people, obviously. There are movies and there's a place for that type of content, but it's like, it just didn't really work with what they were trying to do. We don't hate it, we just dislike it, and it's like, it wasn't that good, and people are just now out for Nerdrotic's throat for the video that he did, literally just saying that this guy deserves to fucking die, where's his address, we should go to his house and fuck him up. And it's like, okay, first of all,
look at some of these responses. Let me show you some of this. Is from the Be Kind, Strong Together, Show Love crowd. Look at some of these. I've said this before, but another toxic creator, going to say it again, but about this one, if you are tired of seeing people like Nerdrotic with asterisks in there because, well, We don't want to actually have his name in there. Effing report the video. Hell report his entire channel. So they got to take his entire channel down. Here's another one. These kind of people are cancer to the society. How we allow them to have a platform is dangerous. Yeah, so it's so dangerous. Gary from Neurotic is a very dangerous man. Off the reservation, yeah, I'm going to this MFer's residence. So Fudge Man McGee wants to go to Gary's house for some reason. I wonder why he wants to do that. Here's another one saying, word is he got his address leaked. Karma's a bitch, huh? And they used a karma meme here, but still, what do you think that this person means by that? Here's another one. Off the reservation. Yeah, I'm beyond over this guy. He's a rotten human being, and I credit him for fostering a lot of the nastiness and nerd culture. I really don't see him or other people that support him using threats towards other people and saying that they want to go to their house or take them down. It's really only one side of fandom I see doing that. Usually the woke side.
Second of all, that's horrible. Like, why would you wish that on someone for simply having an opinion, right? Like, if that's the case, you should just call up the director of the show, tell them, and then if they decide to do something, then at least let them do it. You don't need to do it. You can sit your ass down. But if the director or the whoever of Marvel or Kevin Feige decides to want to go to Nerdrotic's house and be like, hey, Nerdrotic, oh, fucking like what you're saying about Echo, let him do that, okay? You don't need to do that, whoever the that you think you are, wanting to wish death threats on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with J.K. Rowling. It's like, you want to wish death threats on her. All right, fine. But again, she created the thing that you love, and you're going to wish her ill will because of her own thoughts and ideology on just life? Like, get out of here. Live your life how you're going to live it. But enjoy the fact that she, blessed you with the Harry Potter franchise. Right? I mean, you have people like Melanie Mack out there, like, saying that she doesn't care about trans people and that she don't care about gay people because in the Bible, it's a sin. And she loves God and she follows God. She reads the Bible. She does all this. And people are hating on her and say like, oh, you're fucking not a Christian because you have tattoos and you're blah, 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 this. And it's just like, I mean, first of all, she's got a channel where she reads the Bible. Second of all, she's very prone to making videos and discussing her opinion and stuff on things. And she doesn't really hate. She just dislikes or thinks it's funny or thinks it's outlandish. But why would you discredit her faith? Why would you discredit her based on her just appearance? Like, obviously, your appearance is no better. And she's just saying that what you're doing doesn't sit well with her based on her beliefs. But you're going to sit there and then wish like death or like ill will upon her. She's not wishing death or ill will upon you. She's just, saying, well, hope one day you can be saved and come to the Lord and, just be right with God. It's like, that's not a bad thing. It's not. And I will never understand how so many people just think that we are just spreading all this hate. Like, we don't spread hate. I have people tell me, you're just hating. You're just a hater. It's like, no, I'm not. Like this new Indiana Jones game, right? We have the new Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And like, they didn't release the title, right? When they released the trailer, the teaser trailer months ago. And it was just like a cool little shot of like a table and Indy grabbing his hat. Oh shit, Indiana Jones game. Now they released the trailer and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Got the hand palms ready, right? And then all of a sudden I see it, it's first person. And I was just like, first thought was like, first person, lame, kind of sad. Like, I don't see why they would do that. And then they call it the Great Circle. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we just have the Dial of Destiny? What's up with all these circles? Like, nah, I'm not really into it. Don't really like it. Nah, I think I'll pass, right? And I make these comments, and what do people say? Oh, you're just fucking hating. Oh, you're basing it off of one trailer. And it's like, oh, all right, well, I know you're hating on me now because I wasn't really hating. I was just saying I don't really like the gameplay style. And I think that the title sounds kind of whack. I'm not hating on it. I think it's only for Xbox. I probably can't even play it. I'm surprised it's not on the Wii if it's going to be first person. But my response is, oh, well, I thought you were a fan of Indiana Jones, right? I thought you were a fan of The Emperor's Tomb, right? On PlayStation 2 back in the day. Third person game. I don't see why you would make this game a first person game when the previous Indiana Jones game was a third person action adventure game. Like, I understand we like Far Cry. I understand that we like, Call of Duty and fucking Fortnite, but still, like, first person isn't for everything, right? It would be like remaking Tomb Raider and making it first person. Why? Remaking Max Payne, you know, and making it first person. Why? Like, you know, I mean, it could be like Fallout, right? I would like for them to make it a Fallout option then, where you can play first person or third person, right? And that's all that I have the problem with. Like, everything else is fine. Like, it looks beautiful. The graphics look great. The story looks great. The voice acting looks great. It looks like a legitimate Indiana Jones story. It looks way better than the Dial of Destiny. But, I mean, it does have Dial of Destiny perks, like, you know, in it. But, so, I just am very on the fence. I'm very on the fence of, like, well, I don't like it, definitely. I'm not a fan of the first person at all. I don't like that. But I don't hate it. Like, I would still play it if someone had it and they were like, hey, you want to try it? I'm sure. Like, but I'm not going to buy it. They're not going to get my money. And I mean, that's the only downside to that, right? To me disliking it. I don't hate it. I'm not sitting there, like, writing the creator of the game death threats, like, oh, you bastard. How dare you make this game first person? It sucks. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make a video about it and be like, you know, it's not the best idea. Again, make it like Fallout. Make it be first person and third person. And then maybe it would actually be better, you know, or do whenever you're doing the puzzles, it's in first person, and then when you go back to gameplay, running around shooting and stuff, it's third person, because that's just that much more fun, right? But again, I can understand if it was on the Wii or if it was VR, but that's not what it showed. That's not what the trailer was about, right? But again, all I'm saying is that it's crazy how people can be so hateful, and then other people just dislike things. Like, you can dislike things, you can like things, it's fine. You can love things, and you can hate them. But it's very funny how only certain people are hating. Like I said, if YouTube had a hate button, it would be very telling as to who is actually being hated on or who is being hateful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would very clearly be able to tell, like, where people stand if there was a hate button and a dislike button. Just an idea, you know? I mean, it's pretty wild. But anyway, try to just not have as much hate in your hearts, and try to just understand that these are all just opinions, and these are all just people living their life, seeing things through their own eyes, through their own perspectives. And obviously we are going to come to different or similar conclusions, but that does not give you the right to hate someone or to wish them death or to want to go over to their houses and hurt them physically. Like, it's not necessary, and it shouldn't be like that. But anyway, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you if you made it through this rant. But it's just, it baffles my mind sometimes when I see and I hear and I read things because online, or it's just because it's like, wow. Like, wow. I gotta have faith in this world. But sometimes it can be hard. But you still have to keep the faith. But yeah, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you again. And have a great rest of your day. Cheers.